Hey everybody, Spopes here, and boy, am I pooped. Today I'm going to be talking to y'all about the reality of being a young homeowner in 2025. Bought my house in 24, and it's probably going to be like this in 26, 27, 28, I mean, if it doesn't get worse. So, first of all, this is not a video complaining or giving financial advice. I feel immensely blessed to have my home. I am very happy to be here. It's way better than renting or living in an RV or being homeless or living with family. So if I'm giving any recommendations, I recommend buying a home. Even now, even a new construction home. But I do want to talk about the realities. So first of all, a home seller these days will tell you anything a builder. A builder will tell you anything to sell a home. They will tell you, for instance, that the HOA won't care about what you do in your backyard. As long as they can't see it, it doesn't bother them. Well, that's until the HOA says, actually, you have to complete your backyard, whatever kind of vague nonsense that is, right? But it has to be completed, in my case, by May 31st, 2026. So I have been hanging out with my, try to get in the frame here. Sorry for the nipple. Just trying to get my tiller in the frame. With my handy dandy borrowed tiller. That's one of the great things about having a church, right? Is there's people with things that you can borrow. Again, sorry for the nipple flash. That was unintentional. And I've been it's probably been maybe 6 hours now over the last couple days, back here in the backyard, tilling it because I'm going to plant grass seed. Now, by the way, this is why I love living here. Look at that. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. This is up in Rathdrum, Idaho. And another reason I'd recommend buying a house is specifically if you buy it in Idaho, because that's one of the places that will probably retain its value. I know a lot of people with new home purchases are underwater. But I didn't buy this because of FOMO or anything like that. I didn't think that I was getting some crazy good deal and that the opportunity would pass or anything like that. It's just we needed a home, and really God guided us here and made it possible. Getting this house was one of the things that really strengthened my faith just immensely. I mean, I had like this much faith before getting the house, and now it's like just off the charts. Because the number of coincidences, number of things that happened that really shouldn't have happened to make it so we could get this house are just crazy. And it's like we sat there and prayed day and night, fervently asking God for help. I really just think it was the fact that we came to Jesus at all, that we came and accepted him, and like the prodigal son, this was granted to us. So that's not going to be the case for everybody. We were able to get a USDA direct home loan, and that is kind of like the golden egg, from the golden goose. Is the goose gold too, or does it lay gold eggs? But that is really just the king of home loans these days. Not only did we have zero down, but they gave us money. And the point is, with it all being so expensive these days, like this is just a normal house, right? This is just a normal 4-bedroom, 2,000 square foot house. But the value, the supposed market value is like $500,000. And the thing is, the house does not cost that much. Even adjusted for inflation, it's maybe worth about half that. And so I'm no financial genius, but or I don't really follow finances or financial stuff that much. I follow my own personal finances, But, the financial world is a bit of a mystery to me. But what I understand is that in order to basically prop up the economy and just keep people's amount of debt ridiculously high, the government wants house prices to be ridiculously inflated. They are causing this on purpose. And so people see that and they're like, well, I shouldn't own a home. I shouldn't buy a home. I should continue to rent. Well, let me tell you what, rent prices are astronomical. And if you're able to get one of these super loans, your price for mortgage on your house will be lower than rent for the same house. I have a friend down the street who has literally the exact same house, like same model, is paying twice my mortgage in rent because he's renting it. Now, the idea here, I don't know if you guys know Agenda 2030, but the idea here is to transfer everything to a rent-based economy where nobody owns anything and it's sort of all collectively owned, just like, their form of communism. So owning a house in today's day and age is actually a form of rebellion. It's saying, actually, I am going to own something. It is deeded in my name. Come foreclose it. You can try, right? And renting may seem like the solution, but it's honestly probably better to just live in a fifth wheel trailer or a motorhome at this point. You're paying an immense amount of money now for something you don't own. So if you're able to get a house, you should do it. However, there are all sorts of issues. Now, we, again, are just so blessed to have managed to get with a really good home builder. But even so, like, I can tell there's certain quality things that have gone down the toilet. New construction homes are going to have problems, but guess what? Existing homes are going to have problems too. I've been hearing a lot about this. So we at first looked at an existing home. It was built in like 1930 or something. Absolutely loved it until we realized that the foundation was literally propped up at the end of the house with just like a 4x8 beam or whatever it is. Just like a pretty big beam, but it was already rotting partially through. And that was literally holding up the foundation. They kind of jury-rigged it in there to keep the foundation from collapsing. And then suddenly all the separation cracks in the ceiling made a lot more sense. Because I was really against buying a new home. And I would honestly, I don't know if I'd recommend it or not, but owning a piece of real estate is one of the biggest forms of rebellion. And it will probably be an anachronism in coming years. And if you are still a homeowner and you can pass that on to your children or anybody else, like, wow, that is going to be a major flex. But yeah, for instance, I really thought we could just do our natural pollinator garden back here. Not just let it grow randomly, but just let it grow the way it wanted to grow. And that would be okay, because the home builder lied to us. They were amazing almost every way, but they lied to us. And then you see that fence back there? Yeah, that fence, and there's an 8-foot section on the other side of the house. That one gate, that 12-foot section of fence, plus the 8-foot section, $2,000. And you know what it would have cost us to have people landscape back here? By the way, leering illegal aliens staring at my wife and daughter, right? These kinds of people, the ones who are just kind of standing around most of the day, smoking cigarettes, jabbering at each other, just looking like demons who are going to carve up your body, because that's literally what they do. Those people, getting those people to come landscape a 3,000 square foot section of backyard, $10,000 if you're lucky. Let that sink in. So a lot of these people, I don't think many around here were fortunate enough to get a loan like we did. They are paying probably in many cases twice as much on their mortgage, potentially more in home insurance too. They have nothing subsidized. They didn't game the system. And now they're being told, even though they were told something else when they bought the house, now they're suddenly being told you have to pay $10,000 to do your backyard. So what if I had a full-time job? What if my wife had a job? What if we both had part-time jobs and she wasn't here to take care of the kids while I am literally spending all day in the backyard with a tiller and a rake and a weed eater? What are these people gonna do? So that's the reality of owning a home. And I know a lot of people who have, gotten a bunch of new furniture and stuff like that. And they're often paying for it with buy now, pay later plans. And in many cases, the pay later isn't working out. And so I've been hearing recently, all this kind of stuff, just the debts get forgiven after a while. Credit card debt goes off your record after 7 years, but excuse me, I'm still kind of battling a sinus infection here. But that's a huge gamble. You may get taken to court and sued and have your wages garnished, or some other form of repayment will be required. So people are going into debt to get furniture and other things that they really don't need. And, I bet a lot of people are going into debt just to pay for the now mandatory landscaping that the HOA requires in the backyard, even though apparently they weren't supposed to require that originally. Now, the HOA is generally okay. In our case, it's not like one of those HOA horror stories. It's not the best, right? But the dues are like a couple $100 a year. Yeah, a year, not per month. They're generally pretty lenient, but they just dropped this in everybody's heads about a month ago. They said you need to not have any visible weeds by September 15th. And you need to have your yard done by May of next year. Just completely unbeknownst to us, having been told something different. So again, I am so lucky to be here, and I feel that, and I'm so grateful. I am so grateful to God and that we're here, and my faith in Him has just been strengthened so much. But generally, the powers that be, the financial powers in the world, are trying to push people toward renting and being in debt, because that's what makes them the money. And it also disempowers them. If you are in debt and you are renting a house or an apartment, you have absolutely no agency. You can tell absolutely nobody to go F themselves. If they come ringing at your bell, you have to do exactly what they say. You are at the behest of authority. You have no recourse. So they're trying to make people weak. That's also why they're making us all smoke weed, force it into our mouths. Not really, but there's so much going on in the world to make people weak that even if, a normal family home that would have cost a third of this price 20 years ago, even if it's that crazy expensive, even if you can't get government assistance, owning a home is one of the only remaining ways to fight back. And for me, I'm not going to go spend $10,000 to have a bunch of murderous illegal immigrants install a bunch of crap in my backyard. I'm going to do it myself, but I'm blessed to be able to do that, to have the time and the energy at my disposal to do that. And many are not. So people are in a rough place right now, where there's the choice between paying out the nose, ridiculous, exorbitant garbage. And of course, it's the boomers all running these HOAs. I'll have a video coming out about boomers soon. And, there are some exceptions, but boomers are generally completely out of touch. They have their nest egg. They have no concept of how actually difficult it is how much they themselves have ruined the economy for the younger generation. And now they're making all these crazy rules as the rulers of the HOA and just telling everyone to bootstrap it. So in my opinion, that generation cannot shuffle off this mortal coil fast enough. And once they do, maybe the wealth will start to trickle down again. All these inheritances will hit, and then millennials and Gen Xers may have a shot. But for now, they're the ones who can easily afford $10, $20, $30, $40,000 for landscaping, for little additions to their homes, you know, whatever it is. They probably paid with cash. They don't have a mortgage. And they're just, you know, using up all the money that they have left instead of passing on to their children or grandchildren to just live their lives comfortably up until the end. So really, you know, buy a house to stick it to the boomers. And then when they say you have to go do your backyard, till it yourself, man. If you can, if you have the ability. And again, I credit God and I credit the sacrifice of Jesus Christ absolving us of sins. I'm even able to do this at all. Yeah, I'm battling a sinus infection, and here I am back here with all this dust in the hot sun. It's still pretty hot out here in September. So, you know, the struggle is real as a young homeowner. And so, you know, if you guys relate, if you have anything to add to this discussion, please do leave it in the comments. In a second here, it might already be up there, but there'll be a thumbnail for another video you can watch while you wait for my next one. And I really do appreciate you guys watching. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you like this kind of content, because I'll be back with more soon. I think my next video will be about boomers and just the endless slew of issues they're causing for society. But yeah, I do appreciate it. Wish me luck. I'm just gonna do a quick tour through the yard here to just show you what I've done so far, and just show you this beautiful sunset out here in North Idaho, where I am just so grateful to be. So yeah, here's the beautiful fence and all the bags of weeds that I've gotten so far. And this is all the area that I have actually already tilled and raked, and you know, it's ready for fertilizer and seed. And then over here is the part that I've been working on today. So there's my beautiful tiller. I showed you my nipple instead of my tiller earlier, my bad. But see, it's a little bit rougher. And then back here is the section, whoops, wrong way. Back here is the section that I still have not touched. And so that'll be coming, but you know, this takes multiple days. One thing that I've realized, I have so much more respect for people who do this literally all day. It is what they call back-breaking labor. I'm losing weight and getting buff because of this, but man, it's hard. So yeah, again, please do like and subscribe. Click the video in the corner if you can't wait for more content. God bless you guys, and I'll see you soon.